Check if this is working now.
And it looks like we are back here. Sorry for the delay, folks.
Well,
Oh, in the downtime that you're trying to get those sound issues fixed, it seems we're gonna get a third runner in the form of Who 42 Baker.
okay.
Sorry about that. Are we back live?
We're live!
Excellent.
Alright, so I need that multi-Twitch link.
Who needs it?
I do, because I can't see anything.
I dinked with it myself to get it to work. Speaking of background stuff, have we got Mixer to work again? I'm gonna take that as a no.
Yeah,
Alright.
It still says offline here, so yeah. That lad, are we going?
well, I am.
I was just say Wolf, maybe. Me, yeah, it
So,
depends.
As I was saying before, this is just a, still defeat Ganon is the goal, correct?
I'm
Yes,
not the creator.
this is a defeat Ganon goal. I will also add that.
Alright. Yeah, because the one we had earlier today was, all dungeons. Although, it was still really fast.
You say that, I still took an hour and a half.
I mean, that's really fast. Like, I've never finished in an hour and a half before.
I think my highest run time has been like 3 hours. I've had some bad runs.
Alright, so we are getting this set up, and we will finally be ready to make this happen shortly.
Alright.
Eventually.
And
Awesome.
I wanna apologize once again for all of the tech issues we've been having here. It's been one heck of a night.
More bass? Nah, I'm not a big fan of bass. Sorry. I prefer
More
Proto.
bass.
That's what Storm's saying.
I mean, I could go out and catch some, but I think we'd be okay.
I prefer Proto Man.
Seems good. So anyway, so we can expect, I'm assuming, some bees.
Some bees, yes.
Apparently, chat is now bees.
Oh boy, apparently the trackers ain't working. I think the mixer may have just worked.
Huh?
Hold on. Don't make a liar out of me. Don't. Never mind. It's dead. It's dead, Jim.
So
It wanted-
this seed should be called Bee Movie, except every time they say bees, it's Link to the Past Randomizer.
A different seed every time.
All right.
Hello.
It looks like we
Hey.
may have had the wrong links distributed.
Yes, I am just hopping in here real briefly. Yeah, okay, there we go. Guys, got it fixed.
Well done. All right, so we've had a bit of a mess on the back end here, and it had nothing to do with our illustrious Restreamers.
I get, as you could say, this we've had a lot of bugs.
Yep.
I'm sorry, I couldn't resist.
So what? I came up with the worst bee-related joke I can. Are you ready?
Do you want to kill him? Do you want to kill him, man?
Here it goes. What did the Cockney man say about the gorilla?
Eh.
I don't know.
That ain't the airy.
As everyone can see, restreaming is not easy, so give JTN a hand. He's doing everything he can to work with all the technical issues we have.
Yes, make sure to give him a follow. He deserves all of the support here. And seeing as the two main comms here hasn't mentioned it, Epic Yoshi 64 and Fluffy Moogle are our trackers tonight.
Two adorable critters from across different realms of video games.
So I think we're gonna go ahead and try to get started as soon as we can. There was some mention about getting a fourth player, but I don't know for sure.
Can we put that watch the live stream of a VI? No.
If you can find a link of it, maybe.
Just like a repeating GIF of a beehive.
Exactly.
Alright, so just waiting for one of our runners to ready up. This siege should have started 45 minutes ago. Once again, I apologize for everything here. This has just been a train wreck.
Please understand.
Yeah, I mean I'm up here all night, so I'm good. But we apologize for the delay.
Yeah, Furiame, we only have 3 people tonight. One of our fourth runners, Walter the Fourth, just got caught off guard. And we've had tech issues upon tech issues, so we are just about ready to go.
Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and make do with what we got, and that's gonna be okay. Looks like all 3 runners have readied up.
So we are waiting for the countdown gun to be fired. I'm expecting a lot of bee puns.
I said behave.
More like beehive.
Boo.
I think it's time to release the bees here. So Yoni, if you would be so kind. You are the gatekeeper in the RC room.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, the race is about to begin.
And a quick reminder that we are watching through multi-twitch, not our usual mixer, so we will be slightly behind. Or ahead. I forgot about that.
All right, so there we go. We've started. We found a big heart in Link's house.
That's not suspicious at all.
I don't know why the uncle is carrying around spare organs and keeping them in your house, but you never know.
Just in case.
And as we expect, a sword will be coming on this uncle pickup. Link is apparently a jerk and getting a 20 rupee drop for his trouble.
And, wow, Master Sword already.
Alright, so we get to see what sort of fresh hell is unleashed upon us here in
Whoa!
Hyrule Castle.
Big spike guys.
Giant spikes.
And an old man is
Left
dead.
side. Ooh!
And so
Oh, right,
and a hero.
right before he could pick up that 8 bomb drop, too.
Oh, wow, I didn't realize those spikes were that bad. Hey!
Blue mail early too. Oh dear, a Beemos. Hyrule seems to be a little...
BeeMizer?
No, it does. I don't think it shot bees, but if it did, I'm not sure that's better or worse.
I believe the answer is yes.
I did not realize I did not realize that did so much damage here.
But at least they have an early sword, and if they can get deeper down, they also potential mail as well. And a cane.
Yep.
The old man's gonna be desperately needing that in a bit.
Oh, it's the cane of Brian.
Yep.
And that was the cane of Berna.
Eh.
I did.
Brian, Berna, same thing.
I'm not mean. I did give them the means to get through escape here and survive the bee swarms on their way out. It's just not the most ideal option.
Well, they have the lamp.
This is standard, so they have the early cone.
Kapimozr, what are you doing? What are you doing? You just picked up the mirror. So I'm noticing a theme here. Every single item they've picked up since the sword has been blue. Deliberate?
Coincidence, actually.
I don't care.
I don't think, our Commentators or Baker knows about... Or no, Commentators knows about the mirror.
Yeah, that's...
That's another kind of luxury I was giving the runners, is that, hey, you can just mirror all the way out to the entrance.
Yeah, and I Have No Name makes immediate use of that.
Indeed.
Let us know how ahead or behind we are, because we're trying to
Pace ourselves.
Yeah, pace ourselves. More like I'm blue dub b dub bye.
Stop.
Ba,
Stop.
B.
Stop when you're already behind.
Behind?
God damn it.
And Baker sees it.
Oh, speaking of bees.
There they are! The first, and yes, the cape is coming into play. Because I did this. I'm just gonna preface this right now. I tested the seed myself. I ran through this entire seed myself.
Sorry about that.
And I did not give them, and I did the seed initially without the cane, or that heart container in this escape sequence. And it was literal hell for me, for lack of a better term. So I gave him this extra heart, as well as the Cane of Burna, to make things a little bit easier for them.
Maybe you should get another heart, but I don't think you were expecting the big spike guy.
No. I wasn't expecting the big spikes. I rolled this and I actually went the right side path. I didn't go left, like all the runners did. And I did these...
Fire bars here are a nice touch. I don't know if that was deliberate.
Oh, God, bees!
Yes. I forgot to mention something. Yes, I think I mentioned this. Yes, more bees enable. And here's the thing. They get rewarded for grinding a bomb.
Magic
Oh, dang.
Half magic and the cape. Nice.
That's every safety you could ever want.
More bottles would be helpful just for potions and the like, but still good. Cactar nearly gets spiked on the way out.
And it looks like the first of our runners to exit will be kapimozr here.
And the map on the way out. Go be a hero, you Cactar. I tried to imitate Cactar noises, but I'm pretty sure that can be banned in 49 states.
And there's the map check. Hera is a pendant. It looks like IHNN is having a little bit of trouble with the seed, unfortunately.
Enemizer's tricky. Especially when you have Lionels in the basement.
Yeah, but they do have masters, so they can just spin attacking and get rid of them.
Yeah, so how many of these enemies were deliberately placed, or how many of them just you just
All
let it happen?
I didn't know I could change what enemies appear in the randomizer, and, hello! Bee Swarm!
And some green goo.
That's not green goo, that is a Bee Swarm.
Yeah, so if you pick up a bottle that has a bee on it, and it turns into a green one, and bees happen, it was not a real bottle.
Oh.
Yep, that is the bee setting of the BeeMizer. It puts some junk items as prizes.
Oh, let's see, what's the lumberjack cliff? Just a big 5. No deal.
Alright, so we now get to see what's in Blind's hut. How many bees will we see? I'm gonna guess 3.
Who put those fish in the forest?
I don't know, but I predicted they're not gonna get any.
Oh, dude, pick up that fish and sell it.
Wrong Zelda.
You can take a fish to the bottle vendor.
You can.
Oh, you could? Gotchas. There you go. Nothing so great in Blind.
Well, that's not bees. Why aren't there bees?
Is this even randomized?
I might have pre-placed those. Because I'm not...
They used to be bees?
No, I pre-placed those because I wanted to give them a little bit of extra help to deal with the many, many swarms they will deal with in the near future.
Okay. Who says we don't have a merciful god here?
Yeah, getting out of escape, that was sort of the hardest part of the seed. It's gonna get a little bit easier for time goes on. They'll just have to manage the swarm a little bit better.
At least it looks like all of our runners are finally outside of Hyrule Castle. Man, the Enemizer really likes the big spike spice mouths.
Yeah, I have not seen the overworld yet.
Oh, who put Moldorms here? And bees! Beetorps!
And we see that he got another who is that with the Cactuar? IHNN, or no, that's kapimozr. Got another 2 heart containers from the well.
Yep, seems legit. Also, you get a full refund from the bottle vendor, so seems pretty legit right there.
Well, like nothing to worry about.
Okay, good.
And the chicken's unloaded.
So yeah, I'm gonna tell you something about that first bee swarm that they found. Do you want to know how much? That was actually a rupee drop, and you want to know how much it was? 300.
Oh.
Yeah.
Cappy realized that bottle was a fake.
That bottle was not a real bottle. It was.
That's the things with BeeMizer is it can replace items that are considered quote junk, and that 300 is quote junk even if it's not actually junk.
Yes.
Because I imagine you're going to want these runners to force their way up to Zora at some point.
Yes, and in order to help with that, I also inflated how many. I also altered the rupee values. There are less 50s in the pool, but there in turn are more 100s and 300s.
All right.
As you saw, by them getting two 100s from the merchant and the Beast Hut.
And that looked like a 50 on the race game, which Cappy is just going to go ahead and bypass.
Having some of my racers finish up Kakariko, whereas the little cactuar Frank Kapimozr is heading to the dam.
What items have been attained?
More bees!
We have the powder, the cane of Burna, the magic cape, the mirror, the half magic, the blue mail, and master sword, along with a bunch of rupee prices and swords.
And bees!
Always bees.
Oh, I didn't know about this person.
Oh, you mean the lady who turned into a chicken?
Oh, I didn't know about that. That's actually kind of cool.
Yes, there's a chicken under the pot. You spray it with the magic powder, turns her back into a lady. And then she's like, no, I was pretty happy being a chicken. Could you cut that out?
Oh god, bees in Moldorm Cave. Ugh.
Now, here's the thing. You can use the powder on bees, and they turn into fairies.
Really?
Oh,
Yeah.
didn't know
On
that one.
bees?
Yes!
My entire life just changed.
That's why the powder's there. It's meant as another safety.
I don't think any of our runners know that, so that's an unused trick.
Yeah, I didn't know about it either until I saw someone else do it, to be fair.
Still
And they were,
good against anti-fairies.
and
So once again, the 5-item caves yielding 2 hearts at a time. I'm sensing a theme here.
that's the last time I do that, I swear.
So it's not going to be in Paradox Cave?
No.
Okay.
No, Paradox Cave would be 7, though.
Yeah, 7 bees.
No, I did not adjust Paradox Cave at all, I don't think.
More bees.
I wanted to give them quite a bit of help just to make sure they survive the swarms.
And all the other crap that's getting tossed their way.
Yeah, the swarms are the main threat here because they do spike level damage. Even though they're going to find red mail eventually, it will always do a whole heart of damage to them. That was true before they got blue, and it's true now that they do have blue. And a trap. There was a freaking trap enemy there, and it was just one of the fake master swords.
You got the Morse sword. No, you didn't. And now the man.
Sugar boomerang, yeah, we get it.
Damn it! I wanted to do that.
I mean, you kind of cut out there.
Damn.
And this is the main reason why I gave the safeties here. You'll notice that the bees persisted between rooms there in the dam.
Yeah, I believe they cross boundaries as long as you don't cross a 4 quadrant boundary. So, yeah. Alright, so we've got kapimozr heading up to the Eastern Palace area. As this dungeon is a crystal, he's likely to expect something in here. Got a little fun with some bees. Or bombs.
Bee bombs.
And there's a swarm. The
More bees!
Bees, books, and an actual bottle.
He's having to check it real quick. Go like, is this actually a thing? Please tell us this is actually real. Are you real?
I don't think I put a green potion anywhere, so... Or anything with a bottle in it, rather.
This seed, of course, brought to you by the letter beta.
Give me B.
I was just trying to be a contrarian.
Fair enough.
How did a fish get all the way to Eastern?
Very carefully.
Correct answer.
I mean, the other answer could have been yes. Oh, ugh. I don't like seeing Armos Knights. Or not Armos Knights, Stalfos Knights.
Yeah, Stalfos Knights out of nowhere are always a fun little addition.
More bees!
Fun little addition.
I'll probably never stop the more bees!
Now here's the thing. IHNN there is, or no, that's not Kopi. That's Kopi, Cappy. They run a different plane. The bees actually can't hurt you if you're on a different level.
Yeah, the bees do not know how to do the exploration glitch, unfortunately. There's that big key, which we had to find at some point, and there it was.
And someone's asking if you can't kill the bees. You can kill the bees!
He's gotta be in the same lair.
Yeah, so like that fire bar, if you walked right over it right now where you are, it wouldn't touch you. I mean,
there's a fairy for Cappy. Very nice to find.
To be fair, this seed does have bees on another level, but that's beside the point.
More bees!
The situation has been made worse by the addition of even more bees.
That just sounds like a Cards Against Humanity hand.
What, like a hand just full of bees?
I more meant just like a black card, white card situation.
Yes.
Alright, so BeeMizer is gonna do some Darkwood navigation.
With more bees!
No, I mean, we haven't seen any more bees yet.
No, they'll be there, trust me. I actually don't.
If you put the bees under the pots, I'm gonna have issues.
I'm not gonna lie, most of the junk items I just left random. Right. So, I don't know where these bee swarms will show up.
Surprises for everyone.
So, you didn't, by any chance, turn Pot Shuffle on, did you?
No.
Okay,
no.
good.
This is, by the 2v2 tournament standards, a level 1 Enemizer. Just with the level 2 BeeMizer turned on in its place. On top of it. And it looks like the Armos Knights have an item.
Centroid, I'm pretty sure there is a bees card. I actually want to see that maybe part of some of the default packs, but I only played it like the online version, so.
And Baker's realizing, oh hey, the bees can't hurt me now.
Baby, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me no more.
Boo. I'm kind of surprised the ball launchers aren't like shooting different enemies or something.
And as we expect, no required no required bow in this section here today. And even the Gibdos are pretty easy to kill. So with the easy health on, it's generally pretty solidly easy. When you do easy random, yeah, sorry. When you do easy randomizer for health, it actually will not go above the normal health value, and usually it goes down.
So we're seeing an Armos Knights kill here, and this is actually going to be very interesting.
So the Master Sword is actually the worst sword against the Armos Knights. It deals less damage than the Fighter Sword.
But why?
Unless you spin or poke. So that's what you want to do when you have the Master Sword against Armos. And I don't know why.
In this case, smack with the boomerang.
Kind of a weird thing in the table. The boomerang, of course, deals 1 damage to each Armos Knight, each Armos having 48 health. So good luck with that.
I mean, by the
2.5 hours later.
Yeah, by the item logic that is in the seed, this is actually a sequence break that Cappy is doing.
Right, because the Enemizer does not change the logic of the underlying seed, so it thinks that you should have the bow to do this.
It is the best way to kill them.
Also, it's pretty sure you should have the lamp.
Yeah, that's also required.
Well, we have one of the Armos down here for Cappy.
I think everyone's gonna be saying, screw it, let's go attack some Armos Knights.
I applaud these guys in their bravery for tackling Dark Runes in Enemizer.
You never know what could be in there. There could even be bees!
Yes, and I will also preface this once again by saying that I did play through the seed myself, but I went out of my way to not do any sequence breaks, just to make sure the logic worked.
That is what a responsible seed developer is gonna do. Please plan dough responsibly.
Don't drink and plan dough.
No, definitely drink and plan dough.
All right,
at least drink water.
Okay, I'll be on board with that plan. Oh ho!
The early fire rod.
Well,
Early lamp blocked fire rod. By the logic.
Yeah, that's a bit of a mess.
I'm going to actually just say right now, that is actually a much bigger sequence break than you realize. And I was actually rewarding players for doing early Dark Rune navigation by putting the fire rod there.
At the cost, though, they're going to be kind of forgetting they don't have the lamp for a while. Oh, another set of Armos fights.
Go over Kane strats.
Ooh, Kane of Brian strats. This is the best strats. Like, not close. Look at this. Look at how quickly these guys are going down.
Wow. If only Cappy knew about that, he could have saved a lot of time.
And I Have No Name knows that the Master Sword is garbage, so he's doing poke strats there.
And was almost immediately caught up. Just got to head off to where Cappy's heading, which looks to be the desert. Whereas poor Who here is having a problem with those shadow guys, which I don't think you'll ever see them going sideways in the
I am
game.
officially calling blue boomerang in the chest here in Agnes Cave.
Blue boomerang, eh?
Yep.
Lamp.
Nope, I'm wrong.
Well, some form of progression at least.
See, I thought you were gonna put one boomerang in Ice Rod, one boomerang in Agnes Cave, just for poetic justice.
Very slight out of the way one chest. They usually have something in them.
And now everyone has the fire rod.
So the glove and the fire rod and the book giving you access to desert minus potentially a boots lock situation, which, I mean, what Plando would this be if desert wasn't boots locked?
Was it boots locked? I actually forget.
We'll find out as kapimozr makes his way into Desert Palace.
Meanwhile, I have no name is checking sick kit. And
And-
gets more bees!
Nope,
It's
that's
an actual bottle with an actual bee in it.
Here, have my prize bee. That's the joke there.
And
Oh,
we
yep.
do have a boots lock situation.
Oh yeah, this boots locked. How about that?
Is that vanilla torch? Was that a bigger or small key in?
It's
No,
normally
it's a
just
small key in vanilla. Yeah.
Okay.
Speaking
Yeah.
of,
But no, because you need to get that key in order to go into right side.
and so
I was half wrong.
kapimozr's going to come over here and pick up the Mexican combo platter.
Did
The
what?
burrito and the burrito and the nachos. Or the map and the compass. That's my guess. That's what I'd put over here if I was trying to troll people. Yep.
You're right.
I think I left those random, actually.
Really? Well then. Congratulations.
And
And forgetting there's something on the cliffside, like a new better set of mail. Whoops.
well, they can get that later.
Still be
Yeah.
good out of the mail now.
Yes, and I'll also add that this is not a situation with the males shuffle the damage. I turned
Oh,
that
good.
off. So the males are not.
The mails
They're
are
not a
always
potential
useful.
downgrade.
No, they're not a potential downgrade because I wanted the bees to always do spike level damage. That is the main focus of the seed, is the bees doing a whole heart of damage regardless of male. And shuffling the damage groups will obviously change that.
Alright, so the, as we see, I Have No Name is making his way into desert as well. He just picked up the glove in Agnes Cave, but he did release his bee while he was in there.
Be free, bee.
So where are they going to go next?
Well, I mean, as much money as this seed has been throwing at me, and as much as much of a plan, much I know this is randomized, I'm sitting here thinking, he wants me to go to Zora next, doesn't he? That's what's gonna happen here.
Red buff, red buff. And
What?
it looks like there's someone's trying to fake flipper in the pond.
Yep, that is a possible action you can
And
do.
it's done.
I don't know why you'd be heading up there at this point, but who knows? Maybe he's going to Houlihan.
Or is this a faster way to get to rip
Yeah.
off? It probably would have been faster just to walk up there. He has the glove.
Doesn't have the rupees though.
He's only missing about 11. Kill something real quick. Get the money you need. If the game would allow him to kill it.
Alright, so let's...
Is this even Enemize? Those are default.
Well, I don't see a crab. Do you see a
No.
crab?
No, it would be crab, you're right, my bad.
Well, it is those guys, and then there's also a crab. But today it's a guard.
And the guard has been sent to drown.
Oh,
Our
he's getting-
hero, everyone.
Well, he needs 1 rupee, and this is going to be a little minefield because of all the random enemies.
Yeah, Zora's Domain is an actual, literal nightmare in Enemizer.
Including just the
Anyone
regular
knows.
Zoras.
Oh, hey!
There's the ice rod on the cliff.
Well, that's a bit of a pain on account of not having the flippers yet. Though with judicious use of the boots, should they ever find those, they will also be able to get that.
And hello there.
Okay, so we are going to flute our way up. I imagine that kapimozr will be fluting up to Death Mountain soon, while I Have No Name is going to be heading up Death Mountain the old-fashioned way, through dark rooms of enemized ridiculousness.
Gonna be kicking themselves when they need to get the flute later.
You really think so?
I mean, you would get the old man war point slightly earlier, but still.
Well, I mean, I'm already calling Lamp and Misery Meyer, so...
Oh, we're seeing a pet check from Baker.
Oh boy. What do we get to see on the pedestal? I mean...
I know.
More bees!
No.
I mean, that could be Lamp. Maybe. I don't know.
Varies.
It is the Lamp!
Yep. So
Okay.
now you see how big of a secret break getting that fire rod early was.
Makes you skip 3 whole dungeons.
Well, I hope you know your Meyer dark rooms, because good luck with that.
Yeah.
But more importantly, another thing that early dark navigation has benefited from. You know what? Did you notice what I Have No Name just discovered?
Oh, okay.
Yep, the flippers are up here on the mountain.
Oh. Saves time.
So yeah,
that is in logic, because although the flippers are required for Swamp Palace, that's basically it.
Thanks there, Who. Thanks there.
Who giving us his opinion of this scene?
Oh. I'm not mad. But if you think about it, this is the Revenge of Beetorp. That thing could attract bees to
How
burn.
dare you? I just love that reaction. Just
But yeah, the intended way is to come up. The intended way to get through Eastern is to get the lamp off of it, but because you did early dark navigation, you get access to the fire rod, so you don't need that fire source.
Oh boy.
and Ether loves them. Only a little bit though. I'm gonna call it now. Era basement required. Also, the old man's escorting an old man.
And for the regular boomerang noise. And no, East, keep in mind, this is a pendant. I made her a pendant.
Nah, basement should always be required. This is the law of Plando.
If I made it required, then I could have put lamp on pedestal.
That's true.
Fair. No, because you still have the flute. You can use the fire rod.
Well, yeah, but he couldn't.
Fire
have
rod
put
is behind
fire
the
rod-
lamp.
He couldn't have put fire rod behind the lamp, otherwise. Now, there is at least one seed coming up in our Plantathon that does not actually conform to the no glitches logic. But that is announced in its description. And that's cross-product seed.
Yes. And PRS with the other 5/6s, we have... I set it up, I believe, so that it was desert and, I think, ice?
It looks like Skull Woods, according to the trackers I'm seeing.
It might have been Skullwoods, yeah. Basically, you get the fire rod, and you can just go burn a bug and a moth. A few bugs. That are not bees.
But they may be related to bees!
Speaking of bees,
More bees!
what's in the big chest of Hera? It's bees.
Also, I want to point out something here. This is something I did deliberately. You'll notice that they got the compass in the map chest and the map chest in the map in the compass chest. I decided to reverse the just for the lulz.
Okay.
More
Yeah.
bees!
Some of us have no knowledge of the vanilla game, and so I'm just like, okay. Like I don't really know which one is which.
Well, it says on the plant when you're making the customizer what chest it is. So
Okay.
So when it said compass chest, I put the map in there. When it said compass, and vice versa.
And Troll Durham Cape
Seems
Strats,
legit.
let's see if it fails. Nope.
Very nicely done on the Cape Strats, and we're rewarded with more bees.
More bees!
The blue one.
The one that's wrongly mistranslated in the original English version.
Okay,
Which is-
so turns out I was wrong when I said that the first time. It is actually pendant of power.
It was backwards in the original English release. Blue and red were mixed up.
Yep, I knew that.
And the but it was that way in the Japanese as well.
Oh, really? I wasn't
Yeah.
sure if it was if it was an English screw up only, or if it was both.
No, it was just they had it backwards from the traditional thing because the colors hadn't actually been established at that point, right? This was the first time they'd been given any colors, and then later on they changed them around.
They
And-
reversed them, and it just worked. It's just stuck that way ever since. Which that would have been by Ocarina.
And in A Link Between Worlds, the pendants exist, and they are green for courage, red for power, and blue for wisdom.
As it's been ever since the three stones.
Oh,
So we've got I have no name, just making a beeline for Agate Tower right now.
Boo!
You know what? I did not even think of it. Like, I was saying beeline, and I just did not realize I was going there.
I question that just because you put the emphasis on the B syllable.
but what does Hobo have for us?
Hobo has a hobo.
I mean, you could have a bow.
He
That
has
is
more
not-
feet.
Hobo!
Bees! I was actually
It's like,
expecting that.
Get out of my bridge!
It tosses a hive at him.
Ah,
Go, my pretties!
Oh god, why are they attacking me?
where?
Oh god, why are bees so flammable?
Alright, and we've got kapimozr gonna go up to the waterfall cave, it looks like.
And something else I should point out here. Remember the lamp was a pedestal. And we know that from reading Sarasala that
Swamp Palace is the green pendant.
and
And there's the moon pearl.
and the Titan's vent. Aga was dead from the beginning.
Yep.
Dead by design. I did not want to put people through the Aga Tower climb. I'm lampless, because screw that.
So was there not a key in that first chest?
There should have been.
Oh, okay. Like, it would have been
But there's-
interesting if you just...
But the thing is there's no lamp available until you get to Dark World access.
I've never tried Fire Rod Agate Tower. It seems like it might be possible, especially since the rooms with holes, the dark rooms with holes generally all have torches you can light, but I've never tried it.
Probably not as bad as it could be worse. Could be a lampless fighter sword.
Anyway, speaking of which, we've got Skull Woods being checked now.
The thieves in them, which are dead.
Yeah, you can kill the thieves.
Not in the original game, but only in this Enemizer. Because who doesn't want to murder the rogue?
Yeah, the reason you make the thieves killable is because sometimes they would appear in rooms where you have to kill everything. And if you make the thieves unkillable, they won't appear in such rooms.
Well, I will say this much. In the initial version that I tested, the bottles were a little bit distributed differently, like I mentioned. But also, there were thieves in the escape, and they were more or less Leroy Jenkins and one-shotted me whenever I got caught up by one.
Yeah, that tends to happen.
So, yeah, for the sake of the runner's sanity, I would decide to make them killable. And they were killable then.
So yeah, one thing we can say is that because of the way the pendants are laid out, the hook shot cannot be in a place that's lamp locked. And let's see. I think that's it. That's left.
Bow technically
Hammer.
may not be. Yeah, the hammer as well.
Hammer can't be lamp locked. Bow could theoretically be lamp locked. There's no dungeon that requires the bow that is a pendant.
Technically Eastern.
Eastern. I was gonna say Eastern.
Right, but Eastern isn't a pendant. It's a crystal, right?
Still needs lamp. Still needs lamp and still needs bow.
What I'm saying is because the lamp is on the pedestal, I'm making determinations on that. Sorry, I'm being very nerdy right now.
Oh, the flute's been active.
All of the duck.
You didn't have one ready, did you, Dr. Bob?
I did not.
That's a shame. We don't get to hear.
I believe my swag duck song for this one would go something like this.
Well, hold on a moment. Hold.
You're killing me, Dr. Bomb.
Oh!
Ooh, getting wall mastered in the back of Skull Woods. Nobody likes that one.
Oh boy, we're getting commentary from Who Baker again.
Crap, I forgot it, didn't I? I don't know what it is.
I think he used his flute. I think he forgot to activate his flute.
Whoops.
Well, at least you can probably prepare a song properly. This time.
Nah, I think we'll be okay for now.
Yeah, there's no need to do the song today.
Though I could do the swag duck song in the key of B.
Go on ahead.
I just wanted to make a terrible B pun.
Is anyone gonna keep track of all our B puns?
I think we've hit our limit. If you can believe it.
We already hit 255?
Okay, so that chest that I Have No Name just opened up. In the initial release, I left all the items, most of the items in your random, and that was an item, so I had to go back and redo the seed. And that's when I changed the bottles around to be a bit more consistent as well.
Oh, because it would soft lock you in that room, I'm guessing.
Yes. But more importantly though, the other two bottles locations in that older version were kind of mean. I liked where one of them was. I put one as the reward for killing Aga, as a joke. But the final bottle, other than the one that was in Sarasa, ended up in tile rooms. I'm like, no, that's not nice. I want them to have some health. I wanted them to have some healing, so I gave them, I manually placed all the bottles.
Cappy is taking care of Mothula. Not quite a bee, but still a squashed bug.
Maybe it's more like a B flat.
Bee sigh.
Sorry. Actually, I'm not sorry.
And it looks like checkerboard's only a bomb.
Yep. So kapimozr here is gonna head back to the big chest of Skullwoods. We'll see what we find here.
What did I leave there? I keep forgetting half these items. I have the item distribution in my one of my tabs. I just don't have it I'm just not looking at it.
True Pixel Gamer, I don't think all of us get spend that money. But at the same time, though, that would be nice to do maybe as a future planned-out idea. Do it for charity.
Yeah, I can see that, but I kind of have a rep situation, so I can't exactly do that.
I have no job. There go, I have no money.
Alright, what is here in the big chest?
If the big spike can stop whacking him in the face, it's just a key. Not even a key to a heart, just a key.
Yeah, I thought he might have found both items in Skullwoods already. Alright, so he picked up the cape early on. I wonder if he's going to go check the bumper cave.
Bumper balls.
Just a 5-arrow upgrade.
Get some hearts in the poultry, though. And now, I have no name realizes this is a lamp. A pet lamp seed.
Master lamp. The most powerful lamps that can dispel the darkness. Sadly, its range is still pretty shite.
Alright, so we're gonna check the Village of Outcasts. We've got the Sea House, which has bees! It was the wrong letter for Sea House.
Yes, you should.
Interesting that they're not going into Thieves Town.
Yeah, apparently they're gonna check the blacksmith first before they check the sides of.
Is it a beesmith?
Nice. Nicely done.
Hey, thank you, JTN.
Yeah, so shout out to
that
him.
was definitely worth it.
Should we do
Yes.
a round of shoutouts?
Yes. That was JT and our Restreamer, by the way. And make sure to also give our 3 runners here a follow as well.
As well as our trackers. Don't forget our trackers.
Yeah, Epic Yoshi's... This is your job! But yes, it's Epic Yoshi 64 and Fluffy Moogle. And I guess you can give these 2 fools here a follow as well. These 2 co-coms that I'm supposed to be...
do.
And, you know, also a
Let's
couple
see
other
what...
people working behind the scenes. Yoni Man was trying to get this thing set up with the mixer issues. Big props to him, and of course Math Girl for...
I have to cut you off because the curse of bees! Okay, continue.
Okay. The magic bat today just cursing you with the ever so present bees.
Looks like we need to update our command for the runners. That's a little off. That's actually very off.
Yeah, those would be the runners for the, I think it was 2 days ago, or no, yesterday's seeds.
That was it's not even Concord because I'm shipping on.
Yeah, that's interesting.
I had a lot of fun with Concord. Just gotta say that one more time.
Oh, yeah, it was a good time.
All right, so I have no name is entering Thieves Town. Wonder what they're gonna find in here.
Well, a big key for one. That's important. You must have a big key in the front, as according to the logic. Good
Oh my
lord!
Oh,
The lag is real.
Poor Thieves Town. Holy cow.
I did not realize there were so many Lionels in here. Jeez. Don't just sell playtest your seed before for enemy distribution next time.
Well, what is this? A Link to the Past or Breath of the Wild? Yeesh.
Well, the Lionels don't fight at Smurfs.
For a second there, I was worried that we'd accidentally replace this seed with the one on the list called All Lionels and Trinexes.
DH Dom, I'll answer that for you. We had issues with Mixer being down just universally. So, we're just watching this via multi-Twitch this time around for commentary purposes. So, we will be a little bit ahead. And, I do apologize for that. Even though I'm not the one doing the restreaming, but I apologize for all of us here.
More bees!
More bees.
And also, Treasure Game gave them a upgraded shield.
Now, I opened up something very interesting here.
More bees?
No. Note that they have the small... They don't really have the small key, and I think they found 2 or 3 items on the entrance, did they not?
Well, it would have been at most 2, because you've got the big key and the small key. So there's only 2 left.
Yeah, so...
So that could mean there's something in the big chest, and of course, if the hammer is not available, that's going to mean somebody gets trolled.
And plenty of backtracking. Also bees.
So I like to speculate about where sadistic designers put things, and I feel like this is an Ice Palace hammer seed.
Ooh, that'd be pretty rude. Yeah, because they have a long way to go for go mode, so... I think as a question, since we've kind of showcased a lot of modes here already on the Plandothon, what are some of your favorite and least favorite modes?
Oh, well, never mind. There it is.
Hammer was upstairs?
Hammer was in the attic chest, yes, I put it there.
I thought you were going to troll us real hard.
No, the troll...
I mean, that is still a troll, because sometimes you don't want to go into Thieves Town unless you have the hammer. So, you're just like...
No, the troll here was, I was setting up basically, hey, you could skip the first key, that key in the hallway, and risking the big chest. Which they could still do, technically.
But,
And unfortunately, it looks like, Cappy will be caught off guard by that hammer in the attic.
oh boy. But, yeah. Going back to our question about favorite random modes. Enemizer's one I just think would be a little bit, unless you coordinate it just right, can be very messy as evidenced here.
I mean, I did the best I could. Oh, wow! I didn't know that.
Which one exactly?
If you kill the red thing with bees on the screen, it doesn't spawn the small ones. And there's the piece of art.
Oh boy, it's Hype Cave, Heart Cave.
Nope. It's value.
Ooh, it's value for sure. That's a bottle and a sword upgrade. Seems good.
I give Hype Cave about a B.
So, Yeah, my favorite kind of randomizer is cross-world entrance shuffle.
Oh, that just sounds rude. I'm not a big fan of the entrance stuff, mostly just because the one thing I like about the randomizer is if you know the map, it's just like, okay, I know where things are at, where things are getting gated how. But then you mix with the entrances, and I'm like, nope, you lost me. But I think for me, it'd probably just be either open standard, the more plain stuff. Just because, it's the much more simpler, not as messy mode. I can see why people like those modes, but they're not for me.
And there's a shovel.
Yep, so it looks like it's time to start digging.
We're also getting to see Pyramid Cliff.
I wonder what's beneath the ground.
More bees.
So there's a bottle with a bee in it. Is it actual bees, or is it an actual bottle?
Not risking it. He's leaving.
Yeah, consider, and that's a very, very low chance considering. Well, hey, I know where the last bottle is.
Well, I think at one point you said it was the reward for beating Aga, so I thought, hey, that's on the pyramid. That's kind of like the reward for beating Aga.
That was the old version, and that one was at Lumberjack Cave.
Oh, okay.
I did not like the fact that I had like 2 bottles at the end of my test run, because I did go through the seed on my own in its entirety. It looks like it was a piece of heart actually at Lumberjack.
No, it was a five.
Not Lumberjack, the shovel game. Yeah.
Vanilla. Is this even randomized?
Yes. I only pre-placed those first 12 heart pieces. I don't know where the other 12 are.
And catfish is not worth it. Catfish is catfishing.
And you can see there from Baker's screen, the chest is not required, so you could have made that gamble without and ignored the key in the hall.
That is correct.
Yes. I will be on comms for that, so hopefully this is gonna work.
It should be. It'll be another day.
Is it bees? It's bees! Sorry, that was ahead. I'm going to try to delay all my reactions by about 3 seconds. That way it lines up.
And Meyer is Quake.
Don't think we've seen any medallions yet.
No, we have not. But we know pendants are required. I'm trying to remember which ones are pendant dungeons.
Well, it's Thieves Town, Swamp, and Hera.
Yes. The only
by the
three
logic,
that
they are 100% required.
Yes.
Because lamp.
So that begs the question, where did I put the hook shot?
Paradox Cave.
No.
Hookshot
Oh,
kids.
No. It's funny that sounds no, because that would mean that you would need the boots, and the boots haven't been found yet.
Yeah. They can get to Paradox Cave now. Because they've got the mirror and the hammer. So, I expect a trip over there pretty soon.
Well, Cappy doesn't have it.
True. But both IHNN and Who do.
Oh, this could be good or this could be bad.
Can you dig up bees?
But
Dig up bees.
Well, they are in the prize pool. I don't know. I have seen bees, standard bees, just come out of the ground, but I'm not sure about the swarm.
Who was trying to dig up some money, but apparently unable to do so. But he remembers there's 50 on the race game. which he didn't get the first time.
Oh yeah, I should probably also add, those shields, completely random. I didn't place any of them.
Well, alright then.
Laser bridge hype.
Well, I mean, oh, that's...
Fetch quest chain begins.
Oh, I remember what I did now with the shovel. It's kind of a little bit of a joke.
The fetch quest chain begins, and we pick up the mushroom, which is going to lead to the bug net.
No. I'll just say that right now, no.
Aw. But I want a bug net so I can use all these bees.
I'm going to point again to the title of this seed here. Do you think that Beetorp would make the bug net easy to get?
Maybe. I don't know him.
No comment.
If it's validation net, you are required to use it on Aga. That is right, correct, right?
So, we see that IHNN is over by the swamp house. Will they go in and just get the lamp?
Maybe.
I mean, it is green pendant, so it's got some insane value there, but they don't have the hook shot.
Yeah. I mean, you could put the hook shot in Swamp Palace, which is a, pretty, it's a troll that happens on occasion in Randomizers.
It's also a troll that can happen in regular seeds.
Nah, swamp is always garbage. I'm messing with you.
But I'm gonna go ahead and check Bombo's out first.
Yep, Bombo's tablet. I mean, you never know what sort of troll could be placed at what location. Just a big 20, though. Looks like those places were not deliberate. Those things were not deliberately placed there.
And fluting away. Gotta check the mushroom now. Now, did this... I actually know what this was, so we'll see here in a moment. If it,
It has become bees!
Curse, yeah, the potion of bees.
Yes, so...
Was
I'm
it the
just gonna
single
say-
arrow?
No, this was 300 rupees. The mushroom you
Okay.
dug up was actually a truffle. That was gonna sell for quite a lot of money.
Oh, that's a good joke. It'd probably be lost on me, but it's good.
I would just say they're buying drugs. And now with the curse of bees!
But you see, the thing is, if it's actually a truffle, then you need to actually have Ganon to find it for you.
You can just get a mask.
Ah, that works.
And it looks like a guy of no name is entering Ice Palace.
Alright, Ice Palace, everybody's favorite troll floor dungeon.
What's the joke for blind? Never mind, I couldn't read it.
There's something about...
Thank you.
Or rather, a wee night.
We would like to be.
Oh my god.
And they find the compass. Puzzle Secretary, I did use I did hex edit something, or at least look at the hex edit code. But I actually don't know how to overwrite stuff.
Yeah, the best way I could think of to do that is to actually look at the source code for the for the randomizer itself and see where it's inserting text, and that might give you a shot. But it's kind of a mess. The ROM is like compressed in a lot of places, and it's just hard to figure out exactly what's going on.
I think that's not a function yet for the customizer. Is the ability to set your own text or whatnot.
Right. So most of these things were made using just the customizer. No additional ROM hacking on top of that.
Yeah. The only
Except-
extras. Yeah, the only extra source. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I think of all the planets, I think only one got hacked, but even then, it's only aesthetically.
Actually, it was the bomb one, I think. Didn't they change the Triforce mission to say something about Ganon decrees no bombs or something around that long?
It was the uncle's message. The uncle said, Ganon decrees you cannot use your last bomb. Yeah, so there were some minor hacks here and there. So Cross Products has a little. The finale definitely has some.
That's interesting, Room.
Yeah, that was a pretty harrowing experience from what I could see, but managed to get through it just fine. No hook shot needed.
More bees!
Bees!
Yeah, I say it again. I did not play this particular role of the seed through to its completion.
So you don't know where all the bees are gonna be.
No.
So you're just as surprised as we are. It's pretty great.
Yeah.
More
That
bees!
that was the basic idea.
Ooh,
Oh, there's
bombos!
Bombos! How convenient.
Right before Cold Stare.
Pretty nice place to find it, to be honest. It'll make your cold stare fight just that much easier.
At least skip a whole phase.
That's true. Most runners will prefer to have the fire rod for the fight because it is a little bit technically faster to break the shell that way.
But if you do like the fast rod shooting method.
But if you are sort of a newbie, one of the more easy ways to deal with cold stare is to just use the Bombos medallion, breaks the shell in one shot, and then you can use that extra magic to sort of grant you some extra damage.
I have no name. It's just another bond jump. Wahoo Baker has been given bees for their drugs.
Now we're looking at Ice Tea Room here.
Meanwhile, at the annual BeeCon, the world's largest gathering of bees.
I think that's just called a massive hive. You know what's kind of funny about Enemizer though is seeing all the weird enemy palettes.
Yeah, I didn't want to. I could have changed the background palettes, but I'm not that mean.
Yeah, palette swap is an interesting animal to deal with.
Yeah, I've seen the blackout mode setting here on the Enemizer. It's like no.
That's
Oh
just
man.
rude.
So we had a cross-world entrance shuffle with blackout mode on the other day. That was fun.
That just
No.
Actually,
Sorry, I was just relaying a personal thing.
still that's all the rude.
It's an interesting dynamic, let's put it that way. trying to figure out what room you just entered.
Where am I? Who am I?
What have I done?
Alright.
Sabertail, for the reason why Armos statues aren't in the gauntlet, they just didn't fit. Both aesthetically and literally.
Alright, so here we go with the Cold Stare fight.
So some very nice fire rod shots, and that just deals with Cold Stare, no problem. I have no name picking up a red rupee. Looks like Ice Palace just kind of coming up empty today, except for Bombos.
I mean, it usually does, let's be honest.
Now, if Bombos turns out to be important for, say, Turtle Rock, that will be
You may
a
find
good
that
thing.
out in a moment on Who Baker's screen, at least.
Oh my goodness.
I want to say we've already seen what Meyer needs, and
Yeah, Meyer is Quake, but still, oh my goodness.
Well, that was an inopportune Bee Swarm for Baker.
Nope, it's
Dang
Ether.
Oh boy.
I think it's reverse vanilla.
Yes, it is.
It is.
And I will say this much, by design.
Of course. Let's go down the spiral. No, it isn't spiral, it's,
Super Bunny!
More like Super Bees!
Super Bee Bunny. More bees! And $20, but more bees! So our runners seem to be having a small problem figuring out where the heck to go.
Well, two of the runners know that this is technically a pedestal seed. And they've not gone into the third pedestal dungeon yet, which is Swamp.
But Swamp is always garbage. I mean, Swamp is always garbage when it's randomized, but you always forget. Somebody had their hand in this seed.
I mean,
It
it's
looks-
quite obvious in this seed's case, because a lot of things are scrambled.
Oh wow, I just now realized the bubbles don't deal damage at all, they just bump you around.
They do still steal your magic, though.
This spiral cave has led to more bees!
And a bunch of cards.
Oh, this is like Lag City.
If only there was a way to reduce lag.
I
Let
would
that-
not doubt for 1 second that Hookshot was in Swamp. Potentially in its actual vanilla location, or just to troll you over in the left side chest where the big key would be.
And
we
more-
will have to see.
Meanwhile, Kiki the Monkey has been paid.
And now to go to the palace of...
Darkness.
What is this, Kingdom Hearts?
What? 10
Try
bombs,
to star 69 darkness.
5 arrows, more bees.
More bees! More bees! It actually can't load in those bees!
And the last bottle, the actual blue potion, so...
That's not bees, ladies and gentlemen.
And meanwhile,
It's also not button.
I have no name, found the bow, in pod.
Oh,
Because that's where it goes.
no, it goes in Easter. But same idea. More bees!
So, I'm getting this items often appearing in the dungeon in which they are required thing coming a lot from you.
Yeah, maybe.
So, in
I mean-
Enemizer, Pod is the only dungeon that actually requires the bow.
Because of the statue eye.
Correct.
Hold on a moment.
Oh god, the bees have even come outside and are knocking on your door!
That is true, but it's also a D.
Lewd joke! I'm not
So
bothering.
it must have been graded on an extreme curve.
The entire class just...
That is true.
I mean, I've actually experienced this, so... eh.
And scene.
Let's see what the spike cave will contain. Will it be a spike cave of bees? I was joking!
Spike bees!
Well, they are spike damage bees. That was not placed, by the way.
It's a spike bee joint.
None of the bee swarms have been placed.
It's
I did
all random bees here, people.
I will say this much: I did pre-place a few of the rupee mounts in Kakariko, but that's it. I wanted to make sure that they had enough money for Zora, without having to do the grind over in the path over to desert.
And key for a key for the up and down in pod.
Those are spikes. They're stingers. Nice.
Same thing, really. I would make a Terraria joke because I want to see you can make spikes in that, but I don't remember. And honestly, I'm kind of sick and tired of sandbox games.
Alright, so we've got I Have No Name heading back into the back of Pod, into the party section here.
Will we see a hammer yump?
Not just yet.
Ah, boo. No hammer yump hype. But at least we get to blow something up at night. At dark.
The darkness takes another person's life.
In them hearts is bees!
And now we know that where all the bee swarms are. So once we see them, we need to worry about them.
Right, so 10 arrows.
And I have, or Who 24 Baker rather, has their bow now.
And it looks like it only was a dark maze of keys. I could keep going with the Kingdom Hearts jokes, but that's the wrong game. Also,
Dark
more
maze
bees.
of keys. Wait, what? Oh no, that was the dark. That was the dark.
You, never mind.
Ruby room.
Still dark room.
I was like, I don't think you can have keys in the dark maze.
Still a dark room of keys. Kingdom Hearts joke still applies. I'm just not bothering.
I'll take it. We
It'll
just
take
need
the
to make sure to seal that keyhole somehow.
I would say with light, but in this case it'd probably be a bees. Which, speaking of which, more bees!
Yeah, in vanilla there is a key in the dark maze, but that's because the hammer is in the big chest. Otherwise you could soft lock.
More bees! And this cactar is not having a good day. Pod key logic is very temperamental. I can believe it. It's a very angsty dungeon. It doesn't know what it wants to be. Ooh. Rude place for a BeeMouse.
That is true. Plantoids do attract bees even when spiked. Okay, so a pretty normal room here for this kill room. Unfortunately, I think the bees don't count. Okay, good.
Yeah,
Nope.
bees do not count.
Because they're generated up after the room is entered.
But they're still following you.
The bees won't go away. Speaking of which, more bees!
You can stop that now. It's getting-
No! All hype! All bees!
I mean, you kind of sound like you might be beating a dead horse.
No.
Alright, looks like there's gonna be some, at least it's gonna be a tame approach to, Helmsor King.
Yeah, because
Or is it?
Well, those were all, pod-based enemies, so it's either the crabs or the ambushers, and they have more than enough health.
well, this is easy health, so it could be a little bit easier. Just a little redundant.
And I mean, every time you kill something, there is that chance of bees.
More bees! A lot of BeeMouse. BeeMouse has been kind of on and off when it shows up.
Well, that is a very nice room to have in terms of enemies for the...
Yeah, not bad.
You can at least see them for one thing.
Yeah, that's the upside.
Downside, you still can't see you. Also, more bees.
And here we go with the Helmsor King fight.
Helmosaur bees.
And where is... Where's Cappy going?
Looks like he might be making the play on Swamp. There is the possibility that somebody picks up their 5-6 crystal and goes there, but he apparently does not have the Desert Palace crystal yet.
Oh man, there's the single arrow on Helmsor King. You get a refund. You get the last arrow you shot back at him if you use air.
Nice. Oh, he wouldn't have had desert. He'd have to have the boots. Yeah.
Oh, he hasn't done bombos yet.
More bees coming from the Ropas outside of Palace of Darkness. But I have no name coming in. Finishing off pod. That is 6 total dungeons down, 4 of which are crystals.
And we're seeing Cappy go to Swamp.
Alright, the Swamp play. We'll see if Swamp is garbage today like it usually is, or if somebody put a little Randomizer magic into it.
More bees.
There are almost assuredly bees.
Where'd you come from?
I have no name, wisely avoiding the bottle with the B on the pyramid, as it is almost assuredly not a bottle. And there's the hook shot, just in the very first chest. So once again, we're seeing sort of a pattern here.
Also, just checking the actual more proper-looking feed, there is a B in the empty spot. Because of course there is. We did kind of ask for it, so... should we start plugging some people?
Yeah, go ahead. And the floor is yours.
Okay. I'm UltraX, and with me in the commentary booth is DoctorBobtastic and the deceased creator, Wolflink.
It's DoctorBobtastic, but yes.
Yeah.
Bob,
I wasn't going to make a big deal out of it, but sure.
And yes, our three runners here are kapimozr, I Have No Name, SDA, and Who 24 Baker. They are our three runners, and make sure to give them a
42
follow.
Baker, not 24.
Oof, I get them mixed up. I get it backwards all the time.
Numbers.
And our trackers, Epic Yoshi and Fluffy Moogle.
With Map Girl assisting Moogle, I believe.
And as well as our Restreamer, GTN. It's not Yoni Man this time.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I believe even if Yoni Man was doing it, it wasn't going to work either way, because the mixer problems. But what are we going to do? We make do with what we have. So now, if I were running this seed, coming into Swamp Palace and immediately finding the hook shot, I would just go to Argus. Just be like, okay, he's gonna give this to me now. There's gonna be nothing left.
Or it could psych you. He could also psych you out.
I mean, yeah, and I'd be okay with being psyched out. That's just the move I would have made.
Or the bow.
Yeah, except the bow's in pod, so...
We know that
now.
now.
Kane's gonna be in Mire. Because everything else has been in its vanilla dungeon. Or in the dungeon you need it. I mean, I'm gonna sit here and make predictions all day, and I mean, you're not gonna tell me anything, but I'm gonna sound dumb every time I'm wrong, and that's just a bonus.
True enough. True enough.
Now, what would we get a song out of it? Because apparently you're quite the singer.
I mean, the only song that's going through my head right now is...
Why are the bumblebees? I get the joke.
Shut up, wait a minute.
Right now, when you lease a...
Well, I didn't see anything on the left side.
Ooh.
Unless I was,
I think all we saw was
completely unobservant.
That's an interesting fire bar. Just right in the way as you're pushing the statue.
In some ways, this is an Enemizer. In some ways, it's just a worst case of ROM hack.
Oh, you don't even know what worst case looks like.
Mandatory bomb jumps.
It gets worse. Anyway, I'm already having, Vietnam-style flashbacks.
What about bees?
No, about Amazing Ampharos' Plando.
Oh dear.
Oh right, that was like Key Sanity entrance before Key Sanity entrance was a thing, wasn't it?
Well, it wasn't Key Sanity, but it was literally titled Worst Case Scenario.
Okay. I don't need to know any more than that.
It involved 5-heart, green male, Cane of Samaria, Mothula.
Ugh.
That's all you really need to know.
Yeah, I think we're good there. We can stop having the horror stories and start dealing with the giant jellyfish.
Seems
And,
good.
I just want to also remind you guys that, remember where I put that tempered sword?
Yep.
Nope.
Right
It's an
outside
Hype Cave.
Right near Swamp Palace.
Ah, so you can do the quick kill for Argus. But where's that?
Or at least not have to double slash. Depending on your skill level, of course.
Exactly.
Where's that butter sword? That's a good question. Or I guess I should be asking, where is the honey sword?
Honey Sword, that's a good one.
And a big 300 from the moth, but also the green pendant.
As he
It
retrieved all
wasn't
the
even
pendants?
bees.
I think that's his last pendant, so whether or not they want to go grab that lamp and put everything back into logic, up to them.
Hashtag vanilla boots.
Ooh, that'd just be rude. Where are they flying off to? Yep, they're checking. They're gonna check.
Are you okay, sir?
That's a new one.
You have apparently become Donald Duck.
I was gonna say more along the lines of Stitch, but okay.
That works too. We'll pick a Disney character and go with it.
Bort. Wait a minute. Vanilla Boots.
Yeah, vanilla boots it is.
Old Man Shoe. Which I guess in this case would we call him Gumshoe?
I don't know, has he stepped in anything recently?
kapimozr now has the boots, and will be going to get their lamp, put everything in logic.
Yeah. I mean, knowing that Misery Meyer is going to be in your future, I kind of would want to go get the lamp.
Well, you were supposed to have the lamp before you got the fire rod from Eastern. But again, that was the beauty of the sequence break, is that you don't necessarily need the lamp, and you can do a lot without the lamp.
At the same time, though, the lamp's just nice to have, and it's the principle of the thing. And blow it up!
I don't think...
I mean, you did require dipping into at least 2 of the pendant dungeons, from what I can see. You needed the hammer from Thieves Town, and you needed to get the hookshot
From Swamp.
and the boots out of Swamp.
Yeah.
But I don't think Hera was necessarily required.
At the same time, though, Hera's not that long.
Right.
Okay, Kapimozr is actually going to get the old man for once. Guess they haven't bothered to get it in dark rooms.
Yeah. A lot of people will not do Enemizer dark rooms if they can help it.
It makes
Especially
sense.
this one, because this one has like 6 enemies sitting right there and can just really wreck you.
And clearly one of them was a Beemos, so, rude.
Oh, I can't shoot it in the wall. Can't even see you.
So one of my favorite
principle of the thing. It's Beemos.
One of my favorite things about Enemizer is finding a Beemos under like a shrub. You just lift one up and it's like Beemos.
I am not here. How dareth you disturb my slumber? Pew.
And it looks like we will be heading to desert now with those boots.
This is the other 5-6, after all. Makes sense to come here
Yep.
next.
I wonder If I were the sort of person who wanted to do some ironic trolling, if I would put at the Pyramid Fairy both the Quake and Ether medallions.
I was just gonna say vanilla butter sword, or honey sword in this case, and vanilla silvers.
That could also work.
That's not a BeeMos. As well as the old man has achieved the Ice Palace crystal. Also, more bees.
I noticed that Yoni Man has added more bees to the commentary commit. And
More bees!
There you go.
All the highlights of this run tonight. More bees. If only someone could do a cut-up highlights, because that would probably just be like a counter. It's just how many times we've said more bees.
But getting back to what you predicted, Dr. Bob, with Pyramid Fairy, if you were actually right, that would actually be a no-mode situation, would it not?
Yeah, pretty much.
Explain the term.
It means we know where all the items are, and that's it.
Oh.
It's a commentator's thing. It's like Go mode, except it's among all the players.
Gotcha. The way that you said no,
no,
maybe things like no, we don't.
We don't know where the Canis Samaria is yet.
Right. Which could.
But it's in Mire.
Most likely Mire or somewhere about where it's an easy access to.
I mean,
Mire.
it could be here on Landmolus for all I know. So I'm not going to speculate.
Yeah.
Speaking of Landmolus, it's time for...
Cappy, you're right there. Come on, then. You can do it.
Sometimes you got to take a break.
Yeah, he might have...
By that I mean leave us in suspense.
Leave us in suspense as they take a leak. Come on, man.
I mean,
in the lead.
I mean,
Gotta
to
do
be
what you
fair, the seat did start 45 minutes late because of all the tech issues we had.
Not our fault.
Not really anyone's fault, other than Mixer.
Well, there's the graveyard that's being checked.
Yep, big love in there, it looked like.
Good love.
Certainly nothing wrong with that.
And more bees.
And alright, you can check. Alright, Baker could not have checked King's Tomb.
There's no boots. And there's Cappy.
Yep, looks like we have gotten our Cactar back in the game.
And shoot off 1,000 needles. And there's the game.
Well, there we go.
Yep, either on the way or at Mire. So, not the right spot for it.
So now with the 5-6 crystals in tow, we can check out that,
Super bomb.
Actually, no.
What are you talking about?
He did. They have not done Pod.
Pod isn't 5, it's Skull Woods.
Oh. Because he hasn't marked it wrong here. Or no, he did mark it wrong. I'm derping. My bad. My bad.
Hey, derp happens.
Dude. I saw their chest with the 5 on it, and I saw that as being the 5 for the 5-6 crystal.
Ah.
That's how I mixed it up. Okay. Screen resolutions, man, they're a pain.
Now, here's an interesting thing. Has Cappy gotten the ice rod yet? I don't think they've been back up that way.
Doesn't look like it.
According to his tracker, he has not, but I believe he knows where he is.
And the menu also shown it, which I'm trying to remember where was Ice Rod exactly.
It was on Zora Ledge.
Ah. So he has to backtrack all the way back to get it.
Well, he'll be nearby.
Yeah, relatively.
I mean, you could just flute to 8, take the portal, and go.
Has he checked Catfish? I think I might go to Catfish first, and then Mirror.
There is that possibility.
Either way, they're on their way to Zora. Put that bomb down.
Also, I have to ask you, are you psychic?
Am I psychic? No, but
I think so.
I'm good at predicting trolls.
Well, there's our no mode, folks.
There we go. We now know where everything is.
Except for, again, Honey Sword, Net, and...
Silvers are still at large. I would kind of want those before I unleashed it on Ganon, but luckily I don't believe there's any way using just the customizer and the Enemizer to add bees to the Ganon fight.
No.
That would just be rude either way.
There is no way to add bees. I didn't even bother looking for it.
Because I would say it wouldn't be bad for the first couple phases. It's the latter half where you have the edge removed. That would be the problem. You check Zora. Everyone.
Yeah, he's just heading on down.
Yep,
using the top to dash across, I'm sure. He's gonna pick up that ice rod that he saw before. And except for the bow, he knows where everything is. Now, he does not have the bow. It's in pod. And it's quite likely that that pod will be the last place he goes.
And Hookshot is full of bees. Yeah, because they're heading off to Mire. So no bit strats. I'm gonna say if Silvers may either be in Mire or they could be in Ganon's Tower.
I like the idea of putting Silvers in like the Mire big chest. Just because
Vitreous speed strats.
Yeah, if you find the big key, you're like, oh, okay, let's go to Vitreous. But then, if you bothered to check the big chest, you would have the Silvers for it.
Issue is, if you want to get the guarantee those for Ganon, I would say Validation Silvers. Just for the sheer troll.
No, but it's Validation Bugnet. You gotta remember this.
True. True.
I mean, it's not actually... We don't know, but it could be.
Oh, well, I know. You guys don't, and I'm not telling you.
We demand you tell us, or we give you bees!
No, I don't think we have that power.
I'm the BeeMaster here, if you've been paying attention.
Fair
This
enough.
is my... This scene is my fault.
And I'm just the master of fail. And also had a commentary, apparently. And speaking of people who are here, we have, I'm of course UltraX here heading the booth with Wolflink, and the creator of the seed also helping with commentary, and DoctorBobtastic. Your name's hard to say.
Fantastic.
Bobtastic.
Yeah.
It's
So
hard
like
to say it fast.
fantastic, except Bob.
I don't know why. Just Bob is always the name that just kills all hype.
Well, I mean, sure.
Alex.
Oh.
Bob. It's the one syllable. Yeah, but we also have our trackers, Fluffy Moogle, Epic Yoshi, as well as Math Girl doing some help.
I believe Math Girl is actually taking over for Fluffy Moogle, according to what she said earlier.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
We had Fluffy Moogle earlier, and now we've got Math Girl, so...
Things are being tracked, at least, which is good. As well as
track of stuff.
JTN being the Restreamer instead of Yoni Man for once. And as well as our racer, kapimozr, I have no name, and Who42 Baker. Give everyone a hand.
Yes, and especially give our 3 runners a hand. They are the stars of the show. They deserve all the praise.
Yeah, and putting together,
As well as our
dealing
4
with
special
these
racer,
trolls.
bees.
Yeah, bees, of course, setting the world record today for beeness.
We may get taken off the air because of all the bees.
I mean, this one's already buggy to begin with. I've
Yeah,
used that one already, so it doesn't count.
Winner of this race will be declared the queen bee.
But I think all our runners are dudes.
I mean, I'd be okay with being the queen bee.
Oh, there's the big key.
I don't think we need to talk about the birds and the bees. I'm pretty sure we're taken off air because...
Moving on!
Ah! JTN's like, don't make me turn this car around.
Please don't. I want to see the end of this.
Come on, this scene's already almost 2 hours at this point. Get another 2 hours back.
Well, I do want to mention here that I have played this scene myself, and I'm not as good as some of the better runners out there. But my time, without doing any sequence breaks, and again, this is before I revised the seed for these runners, was around 2.5 hours. So a decent length.
Well, we're seeing here with the least kapimozr, they're very close to taking care of all the dungeons, so we may be done soon at most, maybe half an hour. Pushing 45 minutes. I may be guessing wrong, though.
So it looks like the items in Mire may not have been deliberately placed.
Football! Just punch
Accidental cane dashing.
No, that happens when you dash into the block anyway.
Oh yeah. Okay, so accidental cane punting. How's that?
Football!
Oh.
The kick is up and it's no good.
The kick is good, and this is the wrong sport. This is golf.
Okay, moving on. We're getting off topic here. Case of Mario 4, or I have no name now.
As well as the death of some worms.
Now,
Okay, so the silvers were not in the Mire big chest like I thought they might be.
Could be on Vitreous.
The other best place for them is Ganon's Tower big chest.
Seeing cave strats.
Silvers on Vitreous would be probably the trolliest place, you're right.
I mean, I kind of want to be nice to the eyeball. He deserves a little screen time. I didn't want him dying too fast.
It's Vitreous, though. One of the most least memorable bosses in the entire game.
At
You
least
ever
it
call-
wasn't bombs and 5 arrows only.
Hey!
And yeah, he did have the silvers. He was guarding the weapon that he's absolutely allergic to.
The thing that most villains should be doing.
Well,
Well,
if that,
Cappy doesn't have the bow out of pod yet. But once he does, he will be in Golan, and that's most likely their next destination. Saving Turtle Rock for last.
Of course, fastest. Saves you time doing the back, because T-Rock's pretty much always the good spot and cap off on, because otherwise you're doing the long walk of
oh
shame.
no, he's going to T-Rock.
Why?
Because he doesn't have the bow. He hasn't read the rest of the seed thinking all the items are in the dungeon, you need them.
And it looks like that guy have no name has just dealt with the wishing well of metals.
So if we went with the pattern of bosses holding the items that they just melt to, Trinex will be holding the butter sword.
Probably. Because as much as the sea has been trolling with enemy placements and the bees, it's been generous with at least the equipment.
And that's by design as well.
Mm-hmm.
I pre-placed all the major items in the seed, except for the shields.
Which is because shields are worthless. Let's be honest.
Yes.
Yeah, there's only one place in the logic that even references the shields, and you can get around them with either the Cane of Brian or the
Cape.
Cape.
Okay, which I gave you both of them by the time you left the escape, so what does it matter?
Mhm.
Exactly.
Not only that, though, but the mirror shield's just gaudy looking in this game. I don't know what it's wrong. It just looks. Well, I think it's just maybe it's a problem with the artistic style in the Link to the Past. Everything looks a bit flat, but the mirror shield's like the worst offender.
So I think we actually have a pretty close race on our hands here. So while I have no name and who are just now heading over to Meyer to finish them off.
No, actually, wait, it's not as close as you think.
Okay, who is going into the desert? But the thing is, kapimozr over here is gonna full clear Turtle
T-Rock.
Rock.
Whereas the other two will go mode it, saving him some precious time.
And speaking of which, I have no name, is in go mode.
Yep.
Yeah,
So he
absolutely.
can blitz through the rest of it. They'll probably hunt around for a little bit to try to find the silvers.
They won't.
So
Well, once they find the silvers, they're gonna be just jetting through this.
Oh, absolutely.
they will be jetting through T-Rock, yes. They won't be jetting through Swamp, because if they're trying to find silvers, they're going to their Swamp, trying to find those silvers.
They already went through swamp.
Or Meyer!
Misery Meyer.
Don't
Misery
worry,
Meyer.
don't worry. I make that mistake all the time.
Because
Oh.
I forgot what the actual area outside of Meyer is.
It's called the Swamp of Evil. That makes it even worse.
That's what I said. I heard a beeping around here.
I don't know what that was.
That was some kind of alarm. I'd rather not be going off the mic to check, but I may go
So-
off mic anyway for water.
Right now, we see I have no name. Finds that big key and is heading directly for Vitreous. He's not searching another blame thing.
And that's kind of why, because I expected you to be in go mode by the time you're in here, so... I was being a little bit nice at this point. Matter of fact, I was trying to be nice this whole time. So, if
Yeah.
that's...
This is a perfectly enjoyable seed. I don't know what people have problems with.
I think I have one. The bees!
That could be it.
Which, the bees aren't really that big a deal. It's not even their damage is bad, since they only do 1 heart, even if it is universal damage. It's the problem is the knockback. Meanwhile, our Cactar has now been turned into a nice quig.
And releases more bees!
More bees! Oh, wait a minute. I just noticed something. I think Hoof 24 Baker has Butter Sword. Where did they get that from?
Oh, that was in Kingston.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
That makes sense.
Yeah, again, I placed all the equipment. I should know where they are.
And which means, kapimozr may or may not check Kingston to get the Butter Sword later.
I mean, it's fine. It's only going to help you in fighting Trinex here. A little bit.
I mean, it would help for a little bit for things like the Gauntlet and Ganon himself, till he speed it up.
The Gauntlet, to be honest, with Tempered Sword is just as fast. Like, you kill everything in one shot anyway.
Especially so because I made the health tool easy.
Good point.
Though, one thing about Enemizer is the gauntlet. A lot of people will use Bombo strats on the gauntlet and Enemizer.
I was doing Bombos normally in Concord, just because vent and frustration. Blow stuff up, blow stuff up, blow stuff up.
Back home!
But I have her name is going off straight to T-Rock.
And we're gonna see Baker going into go mode here too.
Mm-hmm. Well, kapimozr is still slugging through the latter half of T-Rock before heading off the pod.
Well, pod is just something you would normally full clear anyway. Or, not pod, Turtle Rock, there. Wow, that is a rude Mega Spike.
I'm pretty sure you have all the bottles. Why are you going that? No, it's bees!
Checking it anyway while he was in the area. The actual bottles
There's
don't...
no bees?
When you pick up a bottle that's a fake bottle, it looks like a bee on the ground, but it turns into a green bush in your hand. And you'll also see a swarm just to the left of it, starting to spawn.
Yeah, because it spawns in like that fraction of a frame between getting the item and then the animation.
Oh wow, that is a nice Turtle Rock. Yeah, with the exception of the sick kit, all the other bottles had potions or were empty.
Right. The one in Sahasrala's hut was empty. The one in Hype Cave had a red potion, and the one in Paradox Cave had a blue potion.
And I think one may have had a green.
So,
the other one was a bee.
So I'm gonna need you a little bit more of a dev insight here. Do you know that you can throw the bottles into the Waterfall of Wishing and the Pyramid Fairy Pond, right?
I am aware, yes.
Right.
For the Waterfall of Wishing, if you threw a bottle in, you would get a bee. If you threw it in the Pyramid Fairy, you would get a gold bee.
There you go.
Bee strats!
And that is the only way to fill your bottles with bees in this entire siege. Because I am hidden the bug net that well.
It's in validation chest.
I'm not saying.
No, it's in the big chest. Ganon's Tower. The one you would never.
It's the chest that's inside your heart, which should be inside your chest. You may want to get that checked out.
Oh, that was good. And we see kapimozr is taking down Trinex. Very nicely done.
Real fast.
Yeah, everyone should be finished within the next hour at this point.
Not even that. And Trinex has a compass. Lead the way to Gante. Probably not. More bees!
Additional bees. Alright, so
I hope that
kapimozr is headed to Ganon's Tower. I don't think this is going to work out.
Nope,
Oh, he's
heading
going
to
to Hookshot Cave.
I don't even know what's
checking
here.
everywhere except the one
Bees
place.
and more bees.
Also, sorry if you hear beeping on my mic, because I have no idea where that's coming from.
Well, there's Mirror Shield.
And now the cactar looks gaudy. Also have more bees.
That might make things a little bit more annoying. And yet more bees.
I'm pretty sure everything's fine.
Okay, so he's not going to Ganon's Tower. He's going to have to head to Pod, where he will
Which one?
find the bow in the first chest just to spite him.
And kick himself royally. Yep. Immediately heading to pod.
So yeah, the only thing I didn't have them do this scene was go up to the Aga Tower.
Because let's be honest, Agate Tower is just a giant speed killer.
Well, in Enemizer as well, it's a more or less just a giant gauntlet, and I didn't want to put the
I mean,
guys
there's
through
already
it.
a gauntlet. It's called GT.
Well, a bigger gauntlet.
So yeah, it looks like all of our runners did in fact go to pick up the lamp. So that's
Yeah, probably. Yeah, I don't blame them because this was something else. I'm gonna give you another bit of insight there. The main reason the lamp was on bed was, in all honesty, just because I was curious what the messages were.
I mean, that's not a bad reason, to be honest. It's kind of hard to track down all the messages that come up in Randomizer, so...
Well, I've got a page of code I can have you look at.
Oh boy. I know, like, the one for the book, it's just like, this is a paradox. Because...
Oh God.
And
A tech joke and a B joke here on this stream, ladies and those in between.
And everyone is now in go mode. So we're getting pretty close.
Just to let you know, B is an actual programming language.
Well, used to be, not anymore.
Used to be.
All these accidental puns.
I would do a walk-off joke, the problem is it only works when you can actually see me.
Alright, so we are fast approaching the final few dungeons here. With the exception of Baker, we are in the final... Both Cappy and IHNN, I have no name, are in their final dungeon, so...
Alright, so Trinex going down pretty quickly for I Have No Name.
True Pixel Gamer, that's probably if there wasn't progressive logic. I believe it is known in progressive logic as a better upgrade.
A better copy of your sword for your time, is what it says.
Yeah, I knew the phrase, I just couldn't remember the order of the words.
Yeah. Word order is also overrated.
So, we have 7 crystals now.
So, where do you think the Gen's Tower Big Key is? Hey, Wolflink, you want to make a guess?
I will actually make a guess and say it's Compass Chest because guess what? I didn't place it.
Oh. So placer. I'm gonna go one down and say chest number's 1. I would have picked 13 until you did. Jerk.
Well, I mean, 14 is my traditional pick. Bob's chest is is my contractual pick. But let's see.
But if you don't pick it, you die.
No, it's not. It's not that if I don't pick it, I die. It's that if I don't pick it, I get fined.
So yeah, something I learned in also in testing the seed is that if you get bubbles in Desert Palace and you don't take the item on the torch, you get Bob in there as well.
Do
Bob,
you?
Bob
Yeah.
lives.
Neat.
So where did that big key end up? Oh, there's a small key. 2 small keys.
And some bad block placement.
So, did you deliberately place it, or is it just random?
He said it was random. So.
Yeah, I don't know where the key is. The big key.
Okay, then I can't use my newfound key logic knowledge because he's not going left side yet.
Well, it is version 29. I will say that one.
Should it be in hashtag rando room? Probably not.
So far, that's what the keys say, but we haven't seen any more keys yet.
DH Dom, yes, I did play this scene. However, I didn't like a few things with it, and I also noticed there was a few logic mistakes. Like the Skullwoods drop down having
Tile room is bees.
like the drop down in top in the Skullwoods not having the small key that you would normally need. So I redid the seed, and I have not replayed this newer version. I left it myself completely blind.
I have no name had a hard time with those torches and has to redo them because the stupid little bubbles got in his way.
Just like in regular. Just like in normal.
Oh! Nearly bumped into the door. Oh god, what are those doing here?
They die real quick.
Yeah, like I said, easy health, so they're gonna die like.
But they do explode into bees.
There is that.
Yes.
Speaking of which, more bees.
And Baker taking the blue potion.
And more bees!
Oh, my chest was just a bee bottle. Alright. Yeah, thankfully, there's a set number of bees that can spawn, so...
Well,
So
otherwise
that
the
was
game would
number
crash.
7. Here comes number 8.
And again, a Rune Mega Spike. $10, $11, $12.
So my key logic math at this point would have said that it would be most likely to be on right side, and it isn't. So, so at this point, it's most likely to be at either Bob's chest or Ice Armos.
Yep, it was an end.
I like that Beavis placement, by the way.
I am protecting this chest. Oh, you got it.
And it was the compass too, so it was all because it was all seeing. It knew where to go.
I always forget that technically the spike guys are also enemies, so that room wasn't just full of spikes.
Oh, there's more bees.
I usually choose Bob's chest, like as a rule, but that sometimes turns out to be 14 is why I.
So yeah, this is actually a pretty close finish. This will come down to Ganon.
We need a combination every time you said more bees. I made that joke earlier, and it probably beat about the hundreds.
Bob, your logic was actually on point, technically.
Yeah, when you see 3 keys in the first 7 chests, it's very unlikely to be in Rando Room. Don't ask me why. Like, I could not tell you why. I just ran the numbers on how many keys you see in the first 7 locations. These first 2, the torch, and the 4 on DMSA room. And then I'm just basing it off of that.
Not a bad idea to figure it out, though. Hi, Bob. Bye, Bob.
Oh god, it's Bob something else.
Don't worry.
Oh wow, they ended up on Ice Armos. So whoever said 20 to 22, you win.
Is this even randomized?
Should have been. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna double check. I actually do have the.
Oh yeah, it's randomized.
Not center chest.
The very last chest.
Closest without going over, and since the
Yep.
doing so 23.
Alright, yeah. Can confirm, through double checking my item pool. Yeah, every single chest down in the basement was randomized.
Yeah.
So that key ended up in its near vanilla location, and just through sheer luck. Sure. I can do that. What ended up there normally?
Kapimozr may pick it up, but I doubt at this rate.
Oh, I'd have to put in the random seed here.
So it's not something you placed then.
No, it's not something I placed. Everything was random in the basement.
So may or may not be the bug catching net.
I will
There
tell
might
you
not
that.
be the bug catching net.
Alright, I will tell you this. I only pre-placed one item. And it is the validation item. I'm not going to say what it is, but I pre-placed just the validation item. Or as we like to call it, Molar's, or as it should be known, Molar's chest.
Validation, inevitability, what have you. Same thing.
Well, knowing who made this seed, I don't even know. Like, if it was the other wolf guy, wolf man, who made this seed, he would have made it like a rupor that takes away 1,000 rupees.
Rude.
I wouldn't know how to do that.
I think that's a customizer thing only. It's not in Rando.
I didn't even know you could just adjust it.
Oh, that'd just be mean.
Yeah, all three owners are in Ganon's Tower now, to some varying degree.
One of them's in the gauntlet. The other two, one's just getting in. The other is still in the basement.
It's an older moon, sir, but it checks out.
No first clear. No one wave label is clear.
Get trolled by just slightly, a little bit on that timing.
I guess the second one. Running low on health, though, is I have no name.
Yep.
Oh, these were my favorite rooms, but then I remembered this is Enemizer.
Yep. So who knows what you find?
They're give those stuff. I think it still works.
Yeah. As
Yeah, guys.
long as you can actually hit them. That is true. Yeah, who's in Tower Room? What's in Gauntlet? And I don't know.
I don't know it's on third.
Yeah. No, it's I have no name. That's it. Alright, I'm dumb. I'm done. But also dumb.
Oh wow, that is...
This is particularly awful.
Wow.
Those fire bars are in an inopportune location.
Yeah. But at least I did the other
We can
good
use
thing about
cape
this.
strats.
There shouldn't be any reports in the scene. I didn't put it on a higher difficulty.
No, they're just foreshadowing future scenes.
Yeah, I think you can actually manually put Rupors in the item pool if you want to.
Yeah,
I want to
chose-
say that happened in a couple seats.
I chose not to. That's what I'm trying to get at.
in a few days.
Alright, so here's Molder 2.
Electric
Everyone's-
Boogaloo.
Yeah,
Alright.
0 rupees makes them accessible.
What's invalidation? It's the bug catching net.
Yep.
Let me try that again. It's the bug catching net invalidation.
I mean, this is Revenge of Beetorp. He doesn't want you capturing his minions either.
Fair enough.
There is that. So, as we said before, I'm pretty sure this means that you're required to use it on Agate 2.
Oh wow. I didn't realize those bees were causing such a big problem over there on,
More bees.
Alright, so here we go with the Aga 2 fight.
Ah, he's not using the net. Boo.
It's alright.
It's completely alright.
I'll let it slide this time.
But yeah, they found all of the items I found.
Huzzah.
That bug net was the last replaced item.
Well, there you go.
And my feet are cutting out. Come on.
But I'm gonna give you guys a little bit of a heads up. That is not the last pre-placed thing in the seed in its entirety.
Mhm.
So I told this earlier. Remember how I said I re-rolled this seed specifically to have spike damage beads for the Enemizer?
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
I re-rolled this seed specifically to have a specific end message as well. I'm gonna spoil it though.
We'll see it in a minute, because right now,
It's
I have no
time.
name. Or not.
He's low on health. Gonna go ahead and grab this fairy here real quick. Top off.
Oh, I didn't know that one was there.
Yep.
And you
can
can get
also
another
pull
fairy.
this statue.
Just enough.
Or at least it's one.
And
bee.
one last bee for the road.
Before Ganon summons up bees.
Yeah, I don't know what his message is.
Join me, hero, and I make you the greatest in the world, or else you will die. Memes!
It's his freaking. That's his freaking That's Wanda Gamelon, isn't it?
Faces of Evil.
I knew it was one or the other. It was a CDI game.
Yeah, it's a CDI quote. Again, memes!
Oh, I thought you said that. I thought you were saying that you rolled up the ending message.
Yeah.
As in what the Triforce says. Not what Ganon's.
All right.
I also want to mention here that I did give a prologue to the seed.
That is true.
So
I know I shouldn't be asking this question like 2 hours in. What the heck's Beetorp?
I mean, it's a nickname for the developer of this, or the lead developer of this randomizer.
Oh.
yeah, Beetorp.
Yep, we found the arrows in Misery Mire. I hope you're happy.
Now, let's fry up some bacon.
Oh, one more hit. Oh, the torch went out.
Always a pain when not getting the
This
torch
ought to
hook.
be pretty straightforward from here.
And done. I have no name. His team has finished with a time of, once the fanfare ends,
Let's wait for him to get through the door. That's when it's official.
And maybe give it about 3 seconds. Alright, so we have an official SRL time of 2 hours, 19 minutes, and 37 seconds.
and Beetorp was here at the Triforce.
And
There we
there
go.
is the whole tie into the seed. I rerolled specifically to get that random message. And that's
How
why
many-
And remember
Quick
how
question.
I said...
How many times did it take you?
A few dozen, actually.
But you re-rolled the seed on the customizer and then re-rolling on the Enemizer was a separate process, so it wasn't like you had to re-roll both.
Yeah, I rerolled the customizer first, and then I used hex viewer to see the message and read it in advance, so I didn't have to play through all the seed all the time. And once I saw that message, I'm like, okay, we have the seed. Let's run it to the Enemizer and look for spike damage bees. Once I found the spike damage bees, which I wanted out of the seed, I didn't care about anything else. That's when I rolled it.
Let's bring in I Have No Name in to the commentary booth.
And we are joined by today's victor, IHNN, otherwise known as I Have No Name. Congratulations.
How was it?
I hated the escape sequence. That was stupid. This should have been open mode.
Alright, I'm gonna be level with you here. I played the seed myself first, and in my initial test, you didn't have that extra arc in there, and you didn't have Verna going to escape. So I was trying to make it a little bit, so I did make it a little bit easier on you. Or at least I tried to. I knew it was gonna be a tough road, so I
The
tried to
bees
make it...
did a lot of damage, and that one spike hallway in particular, or the normally snake hallway, and then the spike ball before, just a lot of nasty, nasty stuff. I think I took 4 deaths in escape, but then none after that. And every time I picked something up, I was like, I wish I had that sooner before I had to do escape.
Yeah. The powder, by the way, I'm not sure you were aware of this, but did you know it can turn beasts into fairies?
Nope.
Yeah, I basically said, alright, you have the cape to get rid of the swarms. And then I gave you, if you found a bomb somehow, I rewarded you by giving you all the other safeties you would need in the seed. The cape, the half magic, and the powder.
Oh yeah, that first death annoyed me because I was a couple pixels away from an 8 bomb drop.
Oh yeah, we saw that. It was like, oh.
Yeah. Also in testing, I went right. All of you went left.
Yeah, most people go left.
Interesting. I usually go right.
Okay,
You
I'm just gonna say this right now. As soon as I found that hammer in Thieves Town, I immediately called Hookshot and Swamp and Bow and Pod. Because that was the kind of thing that would be Plando-ish. It's like, oh, you won't go here until you have this item, I'm gonna put this item here. And that was just a little predictable at that point.
Yeah, but the
So
main
Mario
thing...
threw me. I was not expecting that on landmail.
Yeah, the fire run though, that was the main thing. I was basically rewarding you with a huge potential sequence break so you didn't have to do pedestal. You still did it anyway.
I did it anyway because I'd already cleared Terra and Thieves Town, and then I figured, Hookshot's in Swamp. I almost left Swamp after Hookshot, but kept going because I figured it was, I was already there, it was worth clearing it. And then, of course, Vanilla Boots.
Yep, and sadly, just to say here, kapimozr has fell down in the Ganon fight. Whereas Who 42 Baker, is just getting to the Ganon fight.
That was closer overall than I would have thought then.
And I told the comments, I'm going to tell you, the only reason why Ped was really the lamp is because, for that message right there, I didn't know what it was.
And the flashlight sleeps again forever.
But it works out as well because one could say that the lamp is a medieval bug zapper.
Yeah.
And this
I almost didn't get the lamp out of spite, but I didn't want to deal with what the enemies might have been in the Mire Dark Rooms without it.
Makes sense.
Like, luckily the health and everything on this was randomized to a low level, so basically everything died quickly. You know, just so you could get more bees.
I wonder where the rest of those heart containers were, because I only found 5.
Oh, the 6 that I gave you were actually in Oldham Cave, the well, and the Thieves' Hut. Those are the only ones I pre-placed. And I see 6 because I also gave you 4 heart pieces.
I guess they must have been mostly Meyer Laser Bridge upstairs DT then. Oh yeah, I called Mugnet too. That's why I opened it.
Valid Mugnet.
Yeah, there were quite a bit in Laser Bridge, I remember this.
I think you were the only one that picked up the bug net too.
No, Cappy was using it on Aga.
Oh, he didn't track it then.
Yeah, because you didn't track.
Another thing was I got confused early on with the sequence breaks, and I was like, okay, so everything's out of sequence, and how in the world is my Dark World access flippers locked when got flued up here? Like, it took a moment to click that, oh wait, glove, duh. Like, you saw me going into Aghanim, I thought, okay, maybe there's something there. Wait, I don't have lamp, there's no way.
Yeah, this was my sign.
The Zora area was just completely out of my mind.
Ooh, Cappy fell again, but 42 Baker has just finished with a time of 2:25:50.
And sees that message that I deliberately made sure was in the seed. Yeah, I wanted to make sure this ended with Beetorp was here.
Yeah, it was a fairly functional seed. It was, the bees might have been a little much at some point. The escape sequence was an actual nightmare, looked like.
Yeah, outside of escape, it was pretty nice. I just know that this was on V29, right?
Yes, it was. And
you totally could have just given more starting health.
I could have.
But he also didn't realize that the enemies were going to be that bad in escape.
Yeah, but at the same time, after playing it, the small fix when it could have been a bigger one. Like, honestly, outside of escape, I had fun with that, and the lag was kind of annoying. But I knew I was signing up for lag.
Yeah, when you got bees everywhere, lag is just a part of the equation.
Like, I am genuinely curious what the lag time on this is.
Well, we will find out shortly, won't we?
Yeah, so...
Meanwhile, we should bring in 42 Baker into the commentary booth.
Oh yeah, where was Gold Sword?
Kingston.
Of course it was.
We will bring him in as soon as he is available. At the moment, he does not appear to be... Oh, there.
And he
there
just
is.
jumped in.
Well, how'd you like it, Baker?
Could use more bees.
Use more bees.
More bees!
Yeah,
I wish
So-
you could have had my audio, because every time I opened a chest, it was just like, bees!
Don't worry, we did it for you.
yeah.
I had my mic
so,
muted anyway. It was just like,
so-
bees! I loved it.
So, I'm gonna say this again as well. You all went left. I did not realize there was that instant kill Omega Spike that way, because I went right in testing the escape before I gave the seed. Okay, we're gonna give this a test, and if someone likes it, we're good to go.
Yeah, left is the normal way to go.
Yeah.
Cappy! He just nearly dashed off right as he killed Ganon. Cappy, do not fall. Oh, God.
Oh, he's gonna...
He's fine. We
Is
did.
he okay?
He fell twice.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, he would have beat
Captain
you
Loser.
otherwise.
Wow.
And actually, you guys actually nailed my estimate. I estimated this at around 2 hours 30 minutes. So
Yep, actually slightly earlier. The bees have not left a comment.
But kapimozr, of course, finishing in third place with an official SRL time of 2 hours, 28 minutes, and 30 seconds. So well played to kapimozr.
yeah, so I told this debate to I have no name. I'm gonna tell this to you. The only real reason why pedestal was lamp is because I actually didn't know what it was the messages.
Oh, so you were trying to figure it out.
Yeah, and I decided I'll leave it there because I'm gonna reward you with the fire rod and Eastern for doing that relatively easy sequence break of the dark room navigation.
Yeah, I debated not grabbing lamp, but I figured, what the heck? I'm here for the fun of it.
And yeah,
May as well do everything.
I mean, the
Yeah.
Meyer Dark Room with random enemies could have been pretty nasty. It wasn't, but it could have been. You'd never know if you didn't have lamp. So that's why I went and got lamp at that point.
Yeah, and I'll say this again.
debated not grabbing
I played through an earlier version of this. You guys found all 4 bottles. I only found 2 because one of them was in Tile Room in that earlier version, and the other one I put deliberately at Aga.
I feel like I found 6.
I found a lot more than 6
Yeah.
bottles.
Probably something like 14
Most of them were fake
or so.
bottles.
Okay,
I
the
wasn't
real.
happy with the first
Okay,
one.
let me.
No,
rephrase-
like really real bottles. I thought I found 6. I thought for sure I found 6.
No,
No, like the first 2 I picked up looked real. There was an empty one, but it wasn't actually a bottle.
So like I had one empty one with a bee because I let loose that bee. Then
Yeah.
I found a red bottle. Then
And a
I
blue one.
found a blue, and then I found a green.
Where did you
Well-
find the green?
Greens are what they look like when you pick them up, but they're bee bottles.
Oh, so
normally.
the second green you picked up in Hookshot
Oh yeah.
talking about, that's because there were too many bees on the screen. And you didn't
Okay,
get
that's probably what it was. The bees didn't.
Yeah, I
stop.
was taking advantage of the sprite limit in a few places.
And
Like,
Cappy
I've
Man
already got bees, I can ignore the rest of them and just go for it.
and Cappy Man has joined us in voice. How did you like the scene?
Hello. That was interesting. That was a lot of fun. I really liked the first half of it because I like Enemizer, so the escape part I thought was fun. And
That was
then the kind of the middle of the game where all of the items were in the dungeons that they were needed for was kind of a bit slow because I was looking everywhere else first.
Yeah.
As soon as I found the hammer, I called the others.
So yeah, just something I want to mention to you guys. You guys found a bee swarm at Potion Shop, and you dug up the mushroom. That was actually meant to be a truffle that gave you that was going to be rewarded for 300 rupees.
No.
But it got eaten by the BeeMizer.
So I noticed a lot of you went directly for the Pyramid Fairy as soon as you got 5-6. Were
had
you
nothing
expecting
else
both
available
medallions
that
at
time.
that point?
I knew they were there. They had to be there.
I had
Yeah.
hit literally everywhere else.
Yeah, I had a few places left, but I kind of figured at that point that I think those were the 2 crystal dungeons that I had done, right? So, like, that was just opened, and the pedestal had the lamp, and Sahasral had the boots, so I kind of figured that would be the place to check next.
Yeah, and Cappy Man, you didn't check King's Tube, which did have the 4th sword, just so you were aware.
Oh, okay.
And did any one of you not check the validation chest, or Moldorm chest as it's known? And up the Naga Tower.
I'm gonna guess a B.
The bug net.
The bug net. Oh, okay.
Because
It's
again,
pretty useful.
Beetorp, this whole scene was basically, the whole quote-unquote story of the scene was Beetorp made a wish on the thing, made this whole mess of bees swarming all of Hyrule. He was the one that put that hid the bug net from you. He was the one that hid that lamp there because it was more or less a medieval little bug zapper. He did not want you in there, but he was also merciful. I re-rolled this scene for 2 things. One was that ending message, Beetorp was here. The second was to make sure that the bees would not be too bad. I wanted them to be spike damage.
So, yeah, turns out surprisingly deep lore for a troll Randomizer.
No, I thought this went out pretty thoroughly. I wanted to make sure that this scene was at least enjoyable. I didn't tell one of you guys this, but I actually went through the scene myself, through its completion, without any sequence breaks, despite knowing where everything was.
It's always
And I
a good
wanted-
way to test things.
And I wanted to make sure that this was enjoyable, because that was actually my first ever run through an actual Enemizer scene. So I wanted this to be accessible to entry-level Enemizer players, and if any of you haven't played Enemizer before and you guys had fun, that mission accomplished there, I guess.
I feel like it would have been more accessible without that escape at the start.
I thought that was great. I love
This
having
game
those
makes it harder
giant
for sure.
spike traps. It's great.
Well,
I love
the
it.
thing is, that was on the left side. None of you to the right.
There was one in the sewers too.
True. But I think that'd be a little bit more avoidable. Because
And also, at that point, you had Blue Mail, so you should have been able
Blue
to...
Mail did basically nothing.
True. I think they do at least. I'm not sure the exact numbers, but quite a lot.
The one thing we noticed about the items early on was that, like, the first 7 of them were all blue.
That was just coincidence.
Yeah. You had the Master Sword, you had the Cane of Brian, you had the Blue Mail, you had the Mirror.
But yeah, the initial version that I went through, also, I did not give myself that extra heart container. Rather, I was going to give you an introduction that this was the beast, the kind of BeeMizer that had the beast swarms appear in the chests. And then I was going to give you some free bombs so you didn't have to fight. Problem is, I died a lot in Escape as a result, so I was like, no, we got to give him some sort of safety halfway through at the very least. So I put Berna in there. And Berna was at, on that version, Berna was at Lumberjack.
Oof.
And I'm surprised none of you tried to powder bees.
Does that do something?
Can you?
It turns them
powder
into
bees?
Yes, you can, and they turn into fairies.
Oh.
Oh, I only know about powdering chickens.
What does that do?
Turns one of them into a girl.
It
Cool.
spawns devs.
Yeah, somebody did that. Somebody did that on stream at one point.
I think it was Baker.
Yeah. You never get powder that early when you're going through CAC at first.
Yeah, again, I was just making sure you guys had like all the stages in the world. I wanted this to be I wanted the bees to be the threat. I didn't want the enemies to be the threat. I wanted the bees. And if that came through loud and clear, then mission accomplished once again.
That last room before Aga 2 was nasty, though. Like, if you
Yeah.
messed up, you just got comboed for a bunch of 2-heart hits.
Well, you did have the cape. I gave you the cape by the time you left Escape if you had bombs.
Yeah, but I figured I'd just do my usual strat of shoot the hookshot off and then dash up and call it good. And then I messed it up.
That's what I was hoping for too.
There you go. Sorry.
I'm shocked that that only had 12 minutes of lag time.
Yeah, everyone finished with just under 185 item collection, so you guys did pretty good. Okay.
So, did anyone else rush Ice Palace pretty much as soon as it was open?
No.
Because I did, because I figured that was value at that point, and it was something I could fully do without gambling on anything. I got to do all 4 bomb jumps.
Did
I
you
think
do
it's
it
just
before you had
bomb
the hammer?
No, I did have the hammer. I'd done
Okay.
Thieves.
None of you. I think none of you did have the hook shot though.
No, hookshot was
No.
swamp, and I wasn't going in there until I found the hookshot.
I debated going into Swamp as I was passing by Hype Cave, but
I thought
decided
about it,
to
yeah.
put it off a little bit.
Yeah, I thought about it when I was going for the Bombos tablet, and then it's like, nah, he didn't put it there.
I did.
Figured he did,
Yeah.
but I also figured that it could also just as easily be an Ice Palace because, you expected me to put it there given everything else, but I didn't. So,
No,
Yeah.
I had to put it there because I couldn't put it in ice. I don't think because yeah, ice was I think you needed the lamp to get up access there. I don't remember anymore.
Well, you sort of did because you needed the fire rod.
Right? Yeah, the fire rod was lamp locked.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, you
Oh,
did.
yeah.
I suppose
But
it was.
But I will say this much: you guys did. You guys all took that skip to pull into play. I didn't expect you to do it so soon, but then I realized, oh wait, this is Enemizer. You could do it.
Because you don't
Yeah,
need
there's
the bow.
no such thing as Bolocks in Enemizer.
Well, except for the one, but that's not because of an enemy. That's because of yeah.
Statue.
you could also
Oh,
totally
that's
have
small.
new bow locks happen.
I'm pretty sure the Enemizer tries to avoid that. Like, it will not put bow enemy rooms in kill rooms.
Yeah, it won't. It
Yeah.
knows not to put a killable enemy only by one weapon in a kill room. So you'll get mimics, but you'll only get the green mimics.
Okay,
Or the
okay.
green Igors.
Or Igors, yeah.
But yeah,
But you can kill them.
I think we should wrap up here. It's getting pretty late for some of us.
Seems legit.
All right, so I'm going to say this one more time. Make sure to give all 3 of our runners here a follow. They did an excellent job on my seed, and I'm actually okay that they enjoyed it. That was the goal. I wanted to make an enjoyable Enemizer seed. The escape was okay. Admittedly, a little bit difficult, but that was the hard part. And Yes.
I should try to run that one.
And I will be.
You don't want me in it. You don't want me in it. I've already tested it a couple times.
Shoutouts, by the way, once again to Epic Yoshi, Fluffy Moogle, and Mathgrove for tracking our seed. And also give a shout out to our 2 commentators here, as well as JTM for restreaming. They also did an amazing job here as well. At least I think so. But
Well, we're glad to have you.
Alright. So with that, I shouldn't sign this out. I'm the dev. Take it away, Dr. Bob.
All right. Well, on that note, ladies and gentlemen, I have been DoctorBobtastic, and my partner in crime, UltraX. How you doing?
I'm doing great, but I'm getting drowsy. Let's
All
take
right.
it easy, everybody.
And we'll see you later.